This video goes into very minor computer repairs explained in very basic terms. The screen on my Windows 8 computer that I upgraded to Windows 10, the screen would not come on the monitor at all. It was just black. Also, I wanted to connect this to Wi-Fi, so I ordered a Wi-Fi card, and that's very easy to install. At the end of this video, there's a video on YouTube that shows how to obtain the software you need to update from Windows 8. So it says, but I went back to Windows 7, converted 3 computers from Windows 7 to Windows 10, and that worked flawlessly. Windows 10 will run a little bit slower on an old Windows 7 Dell computer, but it still works, and it works fine, just slower. I thought that software to convert to Windows 10, the upgrade from Windows 8 and 7, I thought that was gone long ago, but no, it's still out there and it's still free. You can see I have the left side panel off this Dell computer. Some are retained by a couple of screws in the rear. Some have just a latch, so it varies from computer to computer. But the reason I'm doing this is to remove the dust and also replace the little button cell battery that caused my monitor screen to go black. You can use very low pressure from an air compressor to blow out the inside of the computer, or you can buy aerosol cans at places like Staples that have compressed air in it that would enable you to do the same thing. But periodically it needs to be done to keep the computer from running hot. The blue circuit board you see here at the bottom of the photo is called a card. These cards are replaceable in computers. You can add them like a Wi-Fi card. It's actually just a circuit board that plugs in. Very simple, very easy to do. This card plugs into what they call the motherboard. The red arrow shows the little button cell holder tab that releases the little 3-volt button cell battery. Put a cloth or a piece of paper on the circuit board below that. You don't want any battery voltage to go into these cards accidentally. The motherboard is the main circuit board. The yellow arrow shows where additional memory can be added into slots called RAM memory. Very easy to do. It plugs in just like a video card. You can see the dust inside this computer that needs to be blown out carefully. At the top right, you can see the DVD, CD drives. There are cables that plug into these CD, DVD drives, and usually the front panel will snap off. Refer to your owner's manual on how to do that. The drives will come out the front. You can see 2 cooling fans, one at the rear of the computer to the left, and the one in the center cools the video card. Video cards, called graphic cards, can be updated, like if your kids play games and they need a high performance graphics card, they are available. Just Google. Here is the 3-volt button cell holder up close. This button cell can last for several years, and what it does is provide current for the memory when your computer is completely off. 12-volt power supply inside the computer. Low voltage 12 volts makes it safe to work inside the computer if you had to. This is a close-up of the RAM memory slots just to the right of the fan. Another view of the RAM memory slots. This shows the battery voltage of a new button cell battery. And this shows the voltage of the depleted button cell battery, 1.1. Everything's made in China, even this button cell battery. Now that I have replaced the button cell battery, I have my monitor screen back on. This fan in the center is over the graphics card, keeps it cool, and the other fan on the left is on the rear of the computer, keeps the whole computer cool. The tin box at the top left is the 12-volt power supply. If your computer is plugged in properly and you still have no response from the computer, there is a good chance that the power supply has failed. I have never had that happen in the 6 computers I have since my first Dell XP, but failure is a possibility. This photo shows the hard drive. I just have one in this computer, but you can add more. In the last few years, you can now buy solid-state hard drives, which lets your computer run much quicker, faster. Again, easy to replace. They just snap in and plug in. Prices for hard drives depend on how much memory you desire. For example, if you do a lot of videos like I do, you need a lot of memory. Photos don't take up much room at all, but videos do. This shows my very dusty computer laying on its side. So this is the Wi-Fi card that I'm going to install in this computer. The installation CD is shown on the left, which I didn't need because this is plug and play, as they say, which means you don't have to do anything, that it'll self-connect. The video card is in the center with the 2 brass connectors for the antenna at the bottom. An additional bracket if you need it on the right. I didn't. The 2 antennas shown at the top screw on the brass connectors on the card at the very bottom of the card shown here. You can see the perforated metal panels at the left for the replacement of card. Wi-Fi card is installed at the very bottom as you see here. And right above my new Wi-Fi card, at the center of the photo, you can see slots where they plug in, where additional cards could be plugged in. This is a delicate procedure, not complicated at all, but don't force anything. You can use a little WD-40 on that electrical connector to help it slide in if necessary. Another view of that installed Wi-Fi card showing that 2 more cards could be installed in this computer. And at the bottom of the computer, the antennas are now screwed on. Again, the card self-connected. I did not have to use the installation CD. This is a YouTube video showing how to update to Windows 10. This fella knows what he's talking about.
Hey there guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can easily upgrade from Windows 7 or Windows 8.1 to Windows 10 for free. Now, as many of you know, January 10th, 2023 marked the end of support for Windows 7 and Windows 8.1. And what does that mean for you? That simply means that the computer will continue to function as it does today. However, you will no longer receive technical support, software updates, or security patches.
If you follow these instructions, it's very easy to change from Windows 7 all the way up to Windows 10. I did that on 3 of my computers, and it worked like a charm. Well, this is my humble attempt to show you a little bit about the internals of a computer and software update Windows 10. I hope you enjoyed this video.